Welcome back. The Alzheimer's Association estimates that there are 11 million Americans caring for someone with Alzheimer's or another kind of dementia. Now, these are volunteers whose loved ones who take on this role because they care. Now, it's an incredibly challenging and an often painful job, watching a person you love deteriorate into someone else. A former Wisconsin Governor Martin Schrieber just released a book after nearly 20 years of caring for his wife called My Two Elaines. He joins us this morning to tell us more about his journey. Good morning.
Well, good morning, Michelle. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Well, we appreciate you being here, and I'm going to start by saying, sadly, you did just lose your wife recently. After 20 years, and my sincere condolences to you, but tell us about the journey that you had and actually putting pen to paper to tell this story.
I'll tell you, the journey was 20 years, and during that journey, there were some things that I learned that I wish I would have known earlier, and it just troubled me so greatly. What happened was that I knew that Elaine had Alzheimer's, but what I tried to do was to try and keep her in my world. And Elaine, it didn't happen on a Thursday, it happened on a Friday. It wasn't the Smiths, it was the Joneses. Why do you put the car keys in the dishwasher? And so I did not understand that her mind was being destroyed. And once I began to understand the importance of joining her world, once I began to realize that if I can be with her and give her comfort in understanding and acknowledging what she's going through, it would make all the difference. And so I was able to, towards the end, make life better for Elaine as this disease progressed. And for example, one of the things I learned was therapeutic fibbing. She asked me once how her parents were. I said, Elaine, I said, they're both dead. Well, the shock on her face when she realized she didn't say goodbye to her parents, much less attend the funeral, I promised I'd never put her through that again. And when she asked me next time, I said, they're happy. I said, they're doing well. Your mom likes her church and so forth. She said, that makes me feel so happy. Well, that's therapeutic fibbing. And I think so important, again, to get to the point where we join the world of this person who now is, and to caregivers, that is very difficult.
And I appreciate you sharing all of this, and I'm sure that you kind of probably wrote it for other people who are in the position. There are millions of other Americans who are doing what you did for such a long time, and you sharing these stories, you're hoping to help them, right?
Well, absolutely. I have seen so much heart. Well, I experienced it myself because if Alzheimer's is bad, ignorance of the disease is worse. I was ignorant about the disease, and I made my loved ones' life so much more difficult. And I saw others, caregivers, not understanding the need to join this world of this person who is. And the arguments and the frustration. In my book, every chapter begins with diary writings that Elaine made since her diagnosis. And when I found those diaries, we had prayed together and we had cried together, but never did I understand the courage that it takes to be diagnosed and then continue forward. But also, I did not understand how important I was as her lifeline, and therefore how necessary it was for me to keep myself healthy. And so I began to understand I had to get a decent night's sleep. I had to get help. And I had to learn that asking for help was a matter of courage. Asking for help is not giving up. And we males, we men, we don't like to ask directions. But in this instance, if we really love our loved one, we've got to make sure we get help. And we've got to take care of ourselves. We've got to get the right amount of sleep.
Absolutely. That's such great advice. And I know it is hard for people. They think they can take all of this on and they want to be the one caring for the person they love. How insightful was it to have her diaries, though? I have to think that just really put so much information out there for you and now for others.
Well, it was just so very important for me to understand that. And it truly helped me write the book and also propelled me forward to that. This is now my mission. My mission is to do, well, here, we cannot fight. 20 years ago, when Elaine was diagnosed, Alzheimer's could not be cured, delayed, or prevented. Today, as of today, Alzheimer's cannot be cured, delayed, or prevented. We cannot fight it head on at this moment in time. So what we have to decide is, what is our goal? And that is to help our loved one live their best life possible. And by understanding Elaine's notes, her diaries, I then was able to help her live her best life possible, which also helped me live my best life possible. But there is so much pain, Michelle, as you recognized, so much pain, so much guilt that caregivers feel, the feeling that we've got to do it alone. And I wanted to do what I could to help caregivers learn, cope, and survive, to realize how important they are to their loved one, but therefore how they have to keep themselves healthy.
Such great advice, Marty. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us and with everyone in this book. My2Elaines.com if you'd like to pick up a copy. A great read for anyone. Alzheimer's is a devastating disease. And Marty, we really appreciate you sharing the story. You can also head to facebook.com/My2Elaines. We'll be right back.